Hi, this is Rafael Ruffolo from ComputerWorld Canada here with Jeff Jedras from CDN. We're on location here at Citrix's offices here in Silicon Valley. We've just attended their 2011 media press tour, and it was quite interesting. You got to see a lot of what they're doing. One of the things that really impressed me, which is how much they're embracing the whole bring your own computer, bring your own device, bring your own tablet, bring your own smartphone to work. And they demonstrated, they showed off Zen Client. Hypervisor goes right on top of the laptop, and then you can have a user basically load up their personal computer and their work computer, and it's sort of a separate, completely separate entities, and you can do whatever you want on your personal one. And it was really impressive to me. What did you think of the experience?
Well, I think that the technology certainly is impressive. It speaks to a lot of what the end users and IT are asking for. I mean, you talk about the endpoint devices. You love your Android phone with all your heart. I love my BlackBerry as much. People have iPads. I have a tablet. You have a MacBook. Other people have a laptop or a desktop. And we want increasingly to have our devices with us, whether we're at home or at work. We don't have to go back and forth. We want to be able to work the way that we want to work, and that has always created some headaches for IT, where either they have to take on the additional cost of supporting all of our devices and attempting to secure them to corporate standards, or they have to say no.
Of course.
I think it seems that what Citrix is doing is giving the IT manager a way to say yes. The underlying fundamentals of what Citrix is talking about with Zen Desktop, with application virtualization, haven't really changed all that much from the days when they were all about the thin client device, where you wouldn't have a desktop, but you would have this little box that would connect back to a server, and it would serve you up applications. And I think what has changed from those days is that both the technology has caught up from once being a very Linux-based, apps-limited environment that wasn't appealing to the end user, to now you can virtualize that full Windows experience. But Raf, your readers are the end user customers, are the IT managers. I think this is great for the end user, but is the business case there yet for them to invest in this? And are businesses ready to embrace this? Because it is still a pretty fundamental shift in the way that IT is provisioned.
Yeah, that's the biggest challenge now. I think that the technology is there. I mean, we saw it ourselves. You had the ability to switch on the fly from an iPad to a Android-based smartphone to a desktop PC. You can switch the virtual image. So the technology's there. Now, the business side of things, are you going to get the business leaders to buy into this? Is IT going to be afraid to basically sell out and do this? And I think that's going to be the biggest challenge for Citrix. They're going to have to really find a way to alleviate those fears on the IT side. And again, there's also going to be, I think, some barriers on the actual employees that you're rolling out these virtual machines to. Let's say you get a pilot project and you're going to roll out 100 virtual machines, and you're going to see how that goes before you keep going any further. There's even a delicate process to getting them out to the end users. We were talking to a local high school district here, and what he said was it's important to make sure that the technology of desktop virtualization is at the forefront of the employees, and they're not worried about other changes you made to their software. So, for instance, he was rolling out, he was replacing physical desktops that were using XP, and instead of putting them on Windows 7 and having that added challenge, he would just roll out the virtual machines with XP still on there. So you're going to, the employees are going to see the advantages of the actual desktop virtualization as opposed to, how am I supposed to be using Windows 7? What are the new features of the new Office? So that's also something that you need to consider. It's really early stages, I think. I mean, we're dealing with, under 10%. Even companies that are bought in with desktop virtualization, I mean, you hear them talk, they're only at 10, 15, 20% of their environment that they've actually virtualized. So I think we're a long way away. I like what I'm hearing from Citrix, and it's going to be interesting to see what other vendors come out with to address this. But I'm interested to hear your views. What does this mean for the channel?
It'll be an evolution for sure, like it'll be on the enterprise side, but I think it'll largely be a positive one. One change right away is you'll see a much slower refresh cycle for PCs, which means fewer hardware sales, but that's not a big loss for the channel. They're not making any money off of selling a desktop or laptop anyway. What this does, I think, is that it provides more of a services opportunity for the channel to step in, be a trusted advisor for their customers, which is something that every good partner should be doing. It allows them to have the business conversation about what is the best flavor of virtualization for the organization, because it's not going to be the same for every company. There's no one size fits all. So there's going to be a very strong consultative and services opportunity for the channel in there. The other thing that I think will be exciting both for the channel and for the enterprise is that this enables a lot more of a as a service model of delivery. There's a new program with Citrix where MSPs are now offering virtual desktops, basically access to the Citrix apps, but rather than doing it as a legacy install on premise, they're offering it as a service. So for the channel partner, that gives them the ongoing service revenue, which is a positive, and for the IT manager and the CIO, it allows them a lot more flexibility in terms of how they buy IT, and it allows them to shift their budget from the CapEx side over to the OpEx side, which I think is something that all IT managers are looking to do.
And the role really changes to the role of an aggregator. We heard a high-ranking Citrix executive, Harry Labana, say the chief information officer is basically going to become the chief aggregation officer. As you roll out the desktop and it becomes more of a service, that's what the role is going to be. So it'll be interesting to see how it plays out. I think that's it for the event, and that'll be it for us. Again, this is Rafael, Ruffolo, and Jeff Jedras from Santa Clara.